Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be installing new headlights on our 2016 Honda Civic Touring. So these headlights are Lamborghini inspired, and we're going to be unboxing them and seeing what they come with. More connections. According to the instructions, this is plug and play, so we don't have to worry about splicing anything. This is the remote control all-in-one button to reset everything back to normal, because you can adjust the RGB lighting and customize everything to your liking using an app. Before I install these on the car, I want to open this up real quick and make sure that we can put some drying filters inside, just in case any condensation does get in. It's not going to mess with any of the wiring inside. So I'm going to take 2 silica gel packs and just pop them right in. And then make sure you close this properly, because there's an O-ring to seal it. Another thing you want to do before you install this is to remove this plastic covering on the lens. And if you have any ceramic coating or clear coats, make sure you treat the lens so that it doesn't get yellow over time. So I'm going to go do that real quick before we pop this on the car. Alright, so I ceramic coated the lenses on these headlights, and they are nice and smooth. They're not going to yellow or get faded over time now like normal aftermarket headlights would. So these should last a long time. First thing we got to do now is remove the front bumper to remove the stock headlights. These are the stock ones right here. Perfectly fine, but we want something a little more unique. So let's start by removing the screws right here on the side, and then a couple underneath, along with these up here, these clips, multiple clips that you have to plop out. Underneath the car, you got a couple more pop outs that you need to do. There's one right there, and then there's also some screws over here that hold the front bumper, so we're going to take that out as well. Lastly, I'm working on these bolts here on the side. If you don't have a small tool like this, you can turn the wheels to each side so that you have room to fit a tool in there. And then right over here, use a screwdriver just to push this tab slightly up, and that'll allow you to pull this area loose, because there's 2 tabs in each section. And then you got to unhook the fog lights. To take out this piece over here, all you have to do is push down on the tab inside, and that'll loosen it. Same thing over here, just like that. And then we've got a bunch of dust here. To remove the headlights, it's going to be 10mm bolts on the top here. And then as you pull this out, you got to unplug the connections in here. If you don't have the touring headlights, you might have different cable connections, and that's why the kit comes with different connector adapters in case you have the non-touring headlights. You also need to remove this bottom carrier. There's 2 10mm bolts holding it. Here's the new one versus the older one. So this blue wire with the green cover here is going to connect to the other headlight, and the reason why is because they need to sync their RGB animations together. So this cable does that. You're going to kind of zip tie and hide this cable coming across the engine bay as they connect to each headlight. There you go. Let's take a look at the comparison. So it looks cleaner on the right side, and then the left side is a little bit more traditional. I'm a fan of these. They look like angel eyes, kind of very similar to our M3 over there. It gives it a more distinct look. Definitely more aggressive than this one. Okay, so there was an issue with hyperflashing earlier because there's no load resistor, and we have upgraded LED tail lights as well. So I'll show you what happens. This side doesn't have a load resistor, so it's hyperflashing. It's going too quickly. And you can see back here, it's flashing too quickly. Our sequentials is not going all the way. This side is now showing very well, actually. It's doing the whole entire flash, and it's not hyper flashing. So you definitely need to put a load resistor. And the front is not hyper flashing. It's the perfect sequential animation. This is what I did. I used the purple wire for power, and the ground wire is this third one to the right. And the kit already came with a load resistor. I just stole it off of here. So I cut it here and here. This is power side and this is the ground side. And just take this load resistor and put it over here. Use some electrical tape. Make sure water doesn't get on this connection to short it out. All right, choose the device. And then from here we can choose to customize. So the top ones here is going to change the color of the DRLs from purple, blue, light blue, green, yellow, or white. I personally won't be using these very often, but not bad. There's a lot of different patterns you can do. Looks like there's 25 different combinations. Light blue. Oh, light blue's cool too. And then this is just traditional white. So my favorite is yellow. We'll keep it there for now. So this is the yellow DRLs with our yellow fog lights. Pretty good match so far. Yellow DRLs, yellow fog lights with yellow brake calipers right over there. Pretty fun look. And then this is the remote here. If you push that, it should reset everything back to normal. Let's see. Yep. So pushing that button resets everything back to the default setting, which is white DRLs, which also looks good. White DRLs with yellow fog lights. So keep this handy in case you need it. If the cops stop you, you can just reset it back to normal. Okay, so I did a short drive and I noticed that the low beams are pointed too high. It's almost like I have high beams and it is blinding people on the road. So I'm going to show you how to adjust the height of these. We're going to lower it a little bit just to make it more usable. So right over here, it's an 8mm and we're going to turn it. I'm going to loosen it, so turning it to the left is going to lower it down. As you can see, it's slowly going down now, getting closer to the shadow of the plants there. So I lowered it a significant amount. I'm going to go ahead and do the same on the other side over here. So going out on a night drive, these new headlights are very bright. They point up too high initially, so I lowered the height of the
the low beams, and now they're not blinding everybody around, but this is the low beams and they're very bright. I can see a lot very clearly at night, so much better visibility than before, surprisingly. This is the high beams, and with the high beams you can see really far ahead. Turning it back off. High beams again. Let me turn off the headlights so you can see the difference. And this is with the headlights off and then back on. So, very impressed with these so far. So that is the review and install of these headlights on a 10th generation Honda Civic. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a good evening.